Hey, what's up? It's your boy JP clocking in. The title of this video is going to be, women used to be simple. You know, women used to be so simple. I'm not saying women were ever easy to understand. Of course not. Women have always been complex. They will always be complex. But man, I remember back then, all women cared about was vampires and werewolves and making sure their every outfit they had on had glitter. They cared about, just having a cute little bracelet, a cute little necklace, simple shit. They cared about simple things, Team Edward versus Team Jacob, Team Damon versus Team Stefan, Make sure my outfit has glitter on it and, make sure I have a cute bracelet or cute necklace or a cute anklet, some cute shoes, some high heels, just simple stuff, But now it's like they've gotten so far from the simplicity, and now they're just like they're little fucking NPC, fucking drones of superficiality, bro. It's just oh, don't take me here. Oh, we can't go to the Cheesecake Factory. You better take me to a five-star restaurant. Don't ever take me to the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, our first day you have to spend $500. Oh, take me here, take me here. Oh, the guy that I have to deal with has to be a millionaire by 21. Oh, no, you got to have money to even talk to me. Oh, no, you can't see my friends. I got to keep you at a distance until, I feel comfortable or, until I'm done using you. It's just it's so fucking stupid, bro. It's so stupid, bro. It is stupid like how overcomplicated and how fucking, soulless women have become, you know. And it's like the modern woman will just destroy you as a person. Like, there's literally no advantage of, there's no advantage, there's no upside in trying to be a provider for the modern women or try to be a provider in general at all in today's society because you're just gonna get stepped on, you're gonna get fucking taken advantage of, you're gonna get disrespected, you're gonna get undermined. And it's like that's what you're looking at when you deal with these women today. It's not like how it used to be when women valued simplicity, They just valued that, the bills were paid, you went to work, the kids were in school, the house has everything it needs, and that's it. That is it. They wasn't trying to, they didn't try to find all these superficial guidelines for you to meet. But now it's just that it's for a normal guy, it's so out of reach to try to satisfy the modern women. It's just so out of reach. It's just impossible. You have to be born with like you have to be born with a genetic, advantage. You have to be born like Henry Cavill or some shit, bro. Because for an average guy, bro, you're cooked, bro. You're baked. There's no way, bro. These women are just too complicated now. You have to stretch yourself a million different ways just to satisfy her, bro. And even then, she still might fucking screw you over. It's just, I remember when women were simple, man. I remember those times, man. I remember when it was so simple, bro. I remember when, women saw a guy, try to talk to a guy, even if the guy wasn't a superstar. The guy looked well, took care of himself, spoke well, you know, had qualities that she liked, and sometimes she would make the move, or sometimes she would allow him to make the move without being so overly complicated. But now it's just that it's so out of reach, bro. It is so out of reach for you, man. You know, when you look at the stuff back in the day that women cared about to now, it's just so deteriorating. I know you guys remember when women used to just, they just cared about little trinkets here and there. They cared about cute T-shirts. They cared about, novels. They cared about, television shows that resonated with them. They cared about, values, like family values. They cared about these type of things, bro. They cared about, just little stuff here and there. They didn't care about all this, Lamborghini, Bugatti, millionaire, and fucking 5-star restaurants and the 7 foot. They didn't. I'm not saying there weren't women back in the day who wanted that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it wasn't as bad as it is now, because now it's monkey see, monkey do. If you have a woman and she has friends like that, and you think that she's not like that, you're the biggest fool on earth, bro. You know, birds of the same feather flock together. And you have to accept that. You know, it's like, sorry if I'm rambling, but I really noticed the shift in women. They've become more demonic, more demanding, more unforgiving, unrelenting, more calculating, you know? And it's it's just something that, if you have a trained eye, you can spot this from a mile away, and you can just say to yourself, how the fuck have we gotten so far? Like, how have women become this? How have women become so, you know, undesirable spiritually? They're still, of course, biology, they're still desirable to us physically. If she has a fat ass, she has a big pussy, you're gonna want to fuck her. But you know but you know spiritually, she's gonna destroy you, bro. In the long run, she's gonna destroy you. She's gonna stress you out. She's gonna crush you. She's gonna emasculate you. She's gonna use you, and then she's gonna throw you away and look for another toy to play with. So it's just that you have to be observant on how these things happen, because the women of your mom's era, your grandma's era, is nothing like the women of today. The women of your mom and grandma's era, they valued family, they valued ethics, they valued presentation. They would never go out here like how the women are today, half naked, pajamas in the fucking in the grocery store, and you can see their fucking pussy in the right lightning. They would never come out here like that. You know, the women from your mom and your fucking grandma's era, they will never ever come outside like how these women are today. Never, ever in a million years, bro. But now it's so normalized, it's like no one gives a fuck anymore, bro. No one cares. No one cares. Even the children are falling under the spell. Even little fucking girls in fucking middle school and high school are doing this shit. And it's fucking sad, bro. It's fucking sad, you know. But like I said, the title of this video, man, women have gotten, women used to love the simple things, bro. Women used to be simple. They were always complicated, but they used to be simple, you know. But leave a comment down below, subscribe, share. I'm always down to talk with you guys. It's your boy JP, and I'm clocking out.